Hi guys, well in this video I'm going to explain to you the first thing you should do to increase your income, and it's also the quickest way to do it. Reducing your bills by £400 a month is exactly the same as increasing your income by £400 a month. The only difference being you don't have to work for it. There's an old saying that a penny saved is a penny earned, but I would say that a penny saved, well, it's just a freaking penny. You know, by saving the odd penny here and there, by skipping the odd latte, it will not increase or make a massive impact on your road to wealth. If you check out the Times Rich list, none of them there did it by skipping the odd coffee. To save big money, you have to hit some big numbers, and those big numbers will be on your mortgage or personal debt. Different kinds of borrowing come with a different degree of risk to the lender, and the lender will charge you an interest rate accordingly. So the lowest interest rate you'll get is on a mortgage, and that's because the mortgage is secured on an appreciating asset, and you'd expect to pay about 2% on a discounted mortgage scheme right now. The next lowest way to borrow money is doing it through personal loans. They are unsecured, they're not secured on a car or a property, and so they come with a little higher interest rate, around about 8% you'd expect to pay. And the highest level of interest a lender will charge will be that on credit cards. And for the credit cards, you're paying anything over 18%. So in the pantheon of debt that most people have, the largest borrowing is likely to be on the mortgage. And if you haven't moved your mortgage in the last 2 or 3 years, you're probably now on the lender's standard variable rate, the SVR. And if you're on this SVR, then you're paying way too much for your mortgage, and you need to speak to a mortgage broker. By speaking to a mortgage broker and moving to perhaps another lender at a lower discounted rate, you could be saving yourself hundreds of pounds a month. Now there is a cost to moving your mortgage, and that will be likely you've got to pay the broker £300 or so. If you're moving to a different lender, they'll need to send a valuer out, so that's probably another £300. And there'll be an arrangement fee from the new lender, but you can always add that to the loan so you don't have to pay it up front. So you can expect to pay around about £600 to move your mortgage. But if you're saving £200 or £300 a month over the next 2 to 3 years, then that's a price worth paying, I think. The next thing you want to look at is your consumer borrowing, and that'll be your personal loans and or your credit cards, and you need to move these to the lowest possible interest rate. Now I've already said that the lowest interest rate is likely to be on the mortgage, so if you're remortgaging anyway, why not consider consolidating the debt on your personal loans and your credit cards and put them all on the mortgage, because again by doing so you could save yourself a couple of £100. That's exactly what I did. I had £10,000 of the credit card debt, and I went, and it was costing me about just over £400 a month. I went to the Halifax bank and I borrowed £10,000 on a personal loan, which cost me £220 a month to service, and it was paid off in 5 years. So that saved me almost £200 a month just by doing that. And as I said, the bigger benefit was that if I was paying those credit cards off, I could have gone on for years and years and years paying the minimum rate, but as I had a personal loan and it had a term of 5 years, I knew nailed on it was going to be repaid in 5 years, and it would save me almost £200 a month by doing so. Now that, albeit relatively small saving I was making, almost £200 a month, was crucial to my morale, because I could for the first time see that my plan was working, and that sort of gave me the G up to continue to make more sacrifices in order to achieve my goal. So if you're able to remortgage and save yourself a couple of £100 there, and you consider consolidating the consumer loans and hopefully saving yourself a couple of £100 there, you could be looking at £400 a month in the saving, which is massive. It's huge to a lot of people who are struggling with debt and can't see any way out, and how on earth they're going to become wealthy if they can't get rid of some of this debt. So you really should consider looking at your mortgage and that personal debt. And why this is the fastest and the most efficient way of increasing your income is because you can do it in a couple of weeks, and you don't have to work any harder for it. It's just being better at managing your finances. And don't forget, you don't have to give up that latte. Don't be stupid, don't be normal, guys.